Were you into any sports at that age, or when did you get into this basketball? Where we met in Goody. At this age, when you started?
Yes, soccer. I was really into soccer. My favorite player was Diego Maradona. I really wanted an Argentina shirt, number 10. I loved Maradona, of course, Pele. In our neighborhood, that was the majority of things that were played. I really wanted to be a number 9, number 10 striker. Just playing soccer was really my thing. As I say in Kiswahili, kupiga watu chobo na kupepeta.
Yeah, I realize you're a very sports person. How did you transition from football to basketball, or that happened later on?
I transitioned because of two things. In primary school, they allowed us to be in the soccer team, and I was in the soccer teams, simply because we used to have different houses, or what you'd call colors. So there used to be blue, red, yellow, and green. And they used to be named after, because it was a Roman Catholic school, it was, I was in Blue House, it was called Blue House, and it was St. Matthew. So you'd represent those houses depending on the class you are. So after standard 8, you're allowed to play. But secondary, now it was an issue of the best were taken. And I was not taken. So, Ilinibo, I really didn't like it. You are not even given a chance. And then there were 3 classes. There was the first class, second class, and then the third. But I was not picked in any. There was a bit of favoritism, I would say. But they just wanted the best of the best. So I decided to try a little bit of music. So I played in the school orchestra.
That's when you got into music?
That's when I started getting into music. So I used to play the cello then. But then the orchestra leader was really harsh, and he was just, I don't know, he was really harsh.
Like you had a lot of talents. Did you feel like special from the other children around? Because I see your sports, into music, education. Did you feel like you got into those was it a passion? Was it a distraction? Was it just, what do you think?
I think it just came naturally. I wouldn't say that I went looking for them. So there was soccer, I played soccer, somehow I'm good at it. There was music, I play music, somehow I'm good at it. I never really understood. I'd never say, I became passionate about music when playing the piano. That's when I became passionate about playing it now.
What age did you start playing the piano?
At 15.
15?
So, the people who we had around us, there's a good friend of mine is called Gideon Kimanzi. So he's a producer in the city. So Gidi played the piano, and he played it really well. So I started asking him how to play the songs that he played, and so he just taught me a little bit, and then I really loved how to play it.
Self-taught?
Yes,
Self-taught?
Self-taught.
You've never been to any music school?
The only music that I did in school was in secondary school. So I did music as a subject.
So, but also, just something I'm getting to understand, I think the school that you went to, that you mentioned, had this opportunity for you to do different things and learn, like...
Yeah.
So, I think I'm getting to understand that, like, depending on the school you're in, you can get over 50 different talents in different areas.
That's why I say it was a privilege, and I hope some of the government schools can go toward that direction. The reason is the teachers who taught us didn't come from abroad. There were teachers from the country who went through education in the country, and they went through Kenyatta University. They were taught there. So our music teacher was Kenyan and was from KU. All our teachers, the teachers who are in the conservatoire, so the school just decided that they're going to teach music, and they made it an issue, not an issue rather, but they prioritized it and made it something that was key for them. And I think if other schools would do that, and now that we're maturing in our education, if the teachers would see it as a priority. Our school saw it as a priority. Other schools didn't see it as a priority, because the question that I remember people used to ask is, how will you get money from that? So money seemed to have been the priority, not building the person. Now that I've studied psychology a little more, I see that some of these aspects actually broaden your thinking and mind and understanding, because learning is not just issues to do with running, with writing things down. It's also understanding. There are audio learners and there are audio visual learners, and so some people need to hear, they need to see, to understand, and our school did that. So that helped, and I hope schools can also do that. And schools have started doing that, but it's leaning more toward private schools that are prioritizing that rather than government-led schools.
Okay, so from St. Mary's, you finished, which year did you finish the primary, or did you go from?
I went up to Form 4 in St. Mary's, so from primary standard 1 to Form 4. 1999. So though I finished a year, people finished at 18, I finished when I was 17. So I entered school a little early.
So from there, where did you go from? At this time you're still in Westlands, or you've already moved to?
We've already moved to South Sea. So we moved to Westlands, to South Sea, a little bit after my mother had died. And so that's where we, it was actually before, because the Bible studies used to go to, when South Sea, in an area called Mugoya. So that was actually before. So it was before, we moved to South Sea before my mom died, yeah.
Okay, so after you're in South Sea when you're finishing
Form 4. Yes, so...
St. Mary's is the one in James Gishuru?
Yes, it's in James Gishuru.
South Sea used to
go all the way.
There's a bus used to come?
Yes, there was a bus. There was a school bus. And so that was really also very fun. And that's where we got to meet some of the people like Gideon Kimanzi. They used to live in South Sea at that time. So that's when we became friends. And many people
that time was a hub for musicians.
Yes, and I guess people who are in the arts, many people, it fostered a lot of people. There was I keep on forgetting his name. He was a clothes designer, and he started making brands. I've forgotten his name. Fundi Frank, and he started. And I'm trying to remember the other. It was K something. I forgot the name of the brand, but he had a shop there in South Sea, and he started knitting clothes for people, putting them together, and as a Shona. And I remember there were these huge American brands that were starting to come onto the scene, and so he decided to make a Kenyan brand, and he did it for himself.